All Class A tournament at Pikeville High School and Pikeville High School campus. I'm Pete Grigsby Jr. for WPRG TV5 Sports and the Double X on the radio, and I have with me Coach Johnny Martin, Allen Central Running Rebs, playing the Paintsville Tigers tonight in this nightcap. Coach Martin, it's good to have you on our program again.
Well, it's good to be back on TV again.
I know you'd like to be playing somebody else, but you're playing Paintsville tonight, so what do you have in store for them?
Well, we hope it's going to be a good game. We're, you know, we've not played as well as we'd like to the last few ball games, and we've lost Corey Patton, so that's going to hurt us a little bit off the bench and maybe against the press a little bit. But, you know, hopefully, you know, we can do some things that, you know, might give them a little bit of trouble. You know, we were looking down here on this end of the floor. There's some awfully big players out there. I think the biggest thing, you know, keeping them off the boards. We've not been a good rebounding team all year. Thomas is averaging about 12, 13 rebounds a game, and then we don't have anybody even close to that in the other players. And a team like Paintsville especially, you know, we got to keep them off the board.
Well, we caught you in the first game of the season. Of course, they had a player off, and you're just coming off last year where you lost a lot of players, but we feel like your team has improved a lot.
Well, I think we're starting 3 sophomores, and I've never started 3 sophomores before. Since I've been coaching, I've started a lot of young players. We've had freshmen to start, but I've never started 3 sophomores at one time, and so we're really young. A lot of people talk about having a young team. We're really young, and Coach Thomas helped take a lot of the pressure off. You know, he's having a great season. I think he's really playing great for us, but some of the younger kids are coming through. Edmund Sloan, I'm going to start him tonight. He played well against South Floyd and been practicing pretty good, and you know, I don't know how we respond in a game like this, but Brian Crawford, sophomore, been playing for us, has had some good games, and Todd Harrod's a good shooter, and of course Jason Baker's been doing a good job for us all year long and rounding into shape a little bit, and that helps us.
Well, I know one thing, you have the most DNP boys of anybody in the state, and you're getting a whole lot out of them, so we're awfully proud of that fact.
Well, they're getting a lot of experience, and, you know, that's going to help them down the road. And, you know, some of our seniors that's coming in, John Moore, I thought, played good for us the other night against South Floyd. Chris Bailey done a real good job all year. I wish Chris had been with us for 4 years. I think he'd have been an outstanding high school player. You know, he's such a hard worker, one of the best kids I've ever coached, and I really like working with Chris every day. And you know, this has been a real good group to work with. It's been, you know, it's been a lot of fun working with them and seeing them improve, and I hope we can keep it up.
What's your record so far this season?
Okay, we're 6-5 right now.
6-5, and you're leading the Floyd County Conference too, aren't you?
Well, we're tied now with Betsy Lane at 2-0. Both of us are 2-0.
2-0. Do you have any idea if they're going to be seeded this year or not?
Well, supposedly it's going to be. I don't know of anything. I've heard rumors, and I've heard some people say it's not going to be, but officially it should be seeded, and I think most of the coaches want that. And you know, that's something should be determined long before the season starts, and you know, I hope it will be.
I talked with the athletic director, David Turner, and he indicated to me that it should be seeded, and he says that KHSA says that if you seeded last year, you have to seed this year.
Well, we seeded last year, and that's the indication we got. We've seeded every year I've been there, and you know yourself, you went back when they first started with it, so it's been that way forever, and nothing's changed, so I assume it will be this year.
Well, it gives the team advantage. The good teams who win the conference get to the regional 95% of the time, and it gives them a shot at the regional championship.
Yeah, most of the time that #1 team will go. This year it's awfully well balanced, the county is, so I don't know how much difference it'll make. At least it'll give you another day's rest, if nothing else.
What about tonight's game now, Coach? Are you going to try anything different? Are you going to play a different lineup, or how are you going to play these Paintsville Tigers?
Well, we're starting Edmund Sloan tonight, and it's according to how Edmund responds to the pressure. You know, he's really a good offensive player. Really shoots the ball well. Got a nice touch. I hope he can handle the ball a little bit for us. But basically, we play the same way. We try to run the fast break all the time. We're not the fast break we've had in the past naturally, and don't have a lot of the scores, but they do a good job getting it out and getting it down the floor. I'd like to take care of the ball a little bit better than we have and take maybe some better shots, and I think we need to do that against Paintsville.
One key that you mentioned earlier would be rebounding. You'll have to block off the boards well and get your share of rebounds tonight.
Oh, that's a must for us, really, in any game we play, Pete, but especially against a team like Paintsville. You know, we could be devastating if we don't keep them off the board.
Well, you got a good equalizer in Thomas Jenkins, so maybe he'll be up to one of his better games tonight.
Well, he better be. That's all I can say.
There you have Coach Johnny Martin of the Running Rebs of Allen Central. It's good to see you again, Coach. Best of luck to you tonight and the rest of the season. Coach Johnny Martin of Allen Central. And now I'm going to walk over here, Dr. Don, and see the most successful coach in the area, Coach Bill Mike Runyon. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
This young man's taken this team to the state tournament last year and several times in before, I think, 3 straight years in the 70s with John Felper and company. So he's no newcomer to know how to win the basketball game.
Well, I've been fortunate that I've had some good talent and I've had good people helping me, and you've got to be successful.
You certainly do, but you have to put a lot of hard work into it.
Well, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and I feel like that if I give any advice to any young coach, if you're going to get into coaching, you'd better count on putting a lot of time into the game.
You certainly do, and tell your wives you have to be away from home quite a bit.
Well, they'll understand that quick enough, I'm sure.
Well, what's your record now, Coach?
We're 8-6. We played a pretty tough schedule. We've been to Las Vegas and Myrtle Beach, and we
move out here.
And we played Shelby County in the Kentucky Prep Shootout and played a pretty tough schedule so far. So we're not really concerned with our record right now. We just want to make sure that we get better game after game.
Well, you played a lot of tough competition, haven't you?
Oh yes, we played some tough competition in Vegas and Myrtle Beach. You probably had out of the 60-some teams that were in both of those tournaments, you probably had 35 or 40 of the top teams in the country.
Well, that's great experience for you.
Yes, it was great experience not only basketball-wise, but it was great experience for our kids socially.
Will most of your teams now, your games be in the 15th region for the rest of the season?
Well, we still got to go to Boyd County, and we've got to go to Lexington Catholic, and hopefully we get to go to Richmond out of here and maybe to Rupp Arena out of the big tournament in March.
And you went to the All-Class A tournament finals last year, did you?
No, we got beat first game by Lexington Catholic. We drew them right off the bat, and they ended up beating us in the first round.
I see. Now, we caught you earlier over at Allen Central, your opening game of the year, at least Allen Central's opening game, and you had an injury on Tackett in your guard, your backcourt guard, and it showed on you a little bit that night, even though you won handily at Allen Central. How is his conditioning now, and how's he shaping up in the backcourt for you?
Well, he's still not 100%. I'd say he's somewhere around 80-85%, but even him at that percentage, he still gives us what we need in the front court. And you know, he's a type player that can hit the three on you, and if you come out and crowd him, he can go around you. And you got to have that type of player to get some penetration for you to open the big men up inside.
Van Hoos, the big sophomore, is he coming along fine for you?
Well, he's coming just every game and every practice. He just needs to learn that he's a little bit lackadaisical as far as running the floor, and if he can get to the point to where he realizes that I've got to run the floor every single play for 32 minutes, he's going to be an awful good player.
Well, how's Craig Ratliff coming around? He had 39 points over there at Allen Central, played a terrific game, 2 or 3 jams, a lot of good rebounds, good defense, hustle. He looked like a terrific player to me that opening game for you. Is he still living up to that billing?
Yes, he's playing well. Craig just needs to realize that he needs to step it up a notch defensively and step it up a notch intensity-wise.
Well, what do you have for the rest of the lineup tonight with those 3 boys?
Well, we've got Josh McKenzie at 1 forward and Matt Ratliff at point guard, and that'll round out the starting lineup. That's as good a starting 5 as I've ever had. I just don't know if they're ever going to gel like I really want them to.
And then is your bench still a problem, or have you developed a bench coming off for these boys in a substitution role?
Still a problem. We've got 1 kid that we're pretty comfortable with bringing in off the bench, and we need to try to develop 2 more.
I see. Now, what do you have in store for Allen Central? Will you just play your regular game? And I have to ask you this. What about Thomas Jenkins, one of the premier players in the region and the state, Thomas Jenkins?
Well, I don't think there's any way to shut him down. We're going to try to control him quite a bit, but I don't think there's any way to shut him down. We don't have anything special in store for Allen Central tonight. We're just going to try to play our game and try to do what we do best.
And that, of course, will be a fast tempo.
Well, I hope so.
I hope so. There you have Coach Bill Mike Runyon of the Paintsville Tigers. Off to a successful season this year, doing a fine job, great ball team. And I have to say right now, Coach, you seem to be far out ahead of the other teams of the 15th region. Many of them are bunched right there together behind you. Some of them improving and coming along, but still you seem to be the heads-on favorite in the regions that captured the title once again.
It's a long time to march, though.
Well, good luck to you. I hope you stay away from injuries.
Thank you very much.
Coach Bill Mike Runyon of the Paintsville Tigers. There you have our pregame show. Interview with the coaches of these two outstanding basketball teams. I want to take it up to my buddy P.D. Gearhart in the booth along with Dr. Don on the camera. And we'll take a break and be right back. This is B. Griesmer Jr. for WPRG TV5 Sports and the Double X on the radio.
Tuned into the ball game. Pete, some good interviews down there on the floor as always.
Yes, they certainly were. And two fine coaches, two of the top coaches in the region, and they know their basketball. They've coached for a long time, got a lot of good experience, and they really know the game. So I was very well pleased to talk with them once again. They really know the game, and they know how to get along with the public, and they give you a lot of good insight to the game and to their own players.
Let's talk a little bit about the first game, Pete. I think me and you opened up the season this year for WPRG, WXLR. We went over to Allen Central. Of course, Paintsville was over to Allen Central and visited them, beat them 84-66. I took this out of the book so we'd have something to look at, talk a little bit about their previous matchup. Craig Ratliff, as you hit on there earlier, had 39 points. And J.R. Van Hoos, the big man in the middle, had 28. And other than that, Josh McKenzie had 10 points that game. But if you remember, it went late in the game before anybody else scored. So those three players was the ones that put up all the points on the scoreboard for Paintsville.
As I recall, the guards for Paintsville didn't score until 3 minutes to go in the game. And one of them got 4 points, Mike Short, and Matt Ratliff got 1 point. And so anyway, they didn't contribute anything at all to the game except, get the ball inside, which they did a good job. But I was very impressed that first game with Ratliff and Van Hoos, particularly Ratliff. He played an all-around game that night. I tell you, he was on the board scoring and playing defense too.
Pete, what would you tell your team if you was Coach Johnny Martin? Down here in the warm-ups, I noticed Paintsville looked awful intimidating down here. They had 4 or 5 in a row running down there, dunking the ball and jumping way out of the gym, looked like. Do you tell your players not to even look down the other end of the floor?
I tell you what, when I was interviewing him, that's one of the things we talked about. Paintsville's a college-sized basketball team playing high school ball, so they are monstrous. And of course, Allen Central doesn't have anything near the size of Paintsville. And when they were dunking that ball, I tell you, Coach Martin was kind of looking at him out of the corner of his eye, and he's concerned about that. He's going to have to stay on the boards or get his share of rebounds to play with this team.
Well, you got two 6'2" guards for Paintsville. They got a 6'6" man in McKenzie, and then Ratliff at 6'8", and then it just gets bigger after that. Van Hoos at 6'10". But I bet there's a majority of college teams not that big.
And I wouldn't doubt if they couldn't beat some college teams. Really, they're that good. So, it's going to be a really good matchup. Allen Central has to be up on their game. There's no question but what they have improved over the season. And some of these did not plays last year have improved considerably. And he's got Jason Baker back, who played some last year, some experience. And he was out earlier in the season. So he's hoping that if they can rebound, that they can play their normal game and maybe stay in there with Paintsville.
I think Bill Mike Runyon's got the right philosophy. You play better teams, you get better. And of course, like he told you, he wasn't interested in the win-loss right now. And I know he is. But anyway, he's played some good, strong teams, and he's hoping it'll make his team stronger, even stronger than what they are.
Absolutely, and that's what he has scheduled for this year, is to play outstanding teams not only in Kentucky, but outside of Kentucky across the nation. And he has done that, and his record is not indicative of the strength of his ball team. And of course, they're going to get better as the season goes along. But his one glaring weakness will be his bench strength. So he acknowledges that, and he's working on it. He hopes to rectify that by tournament time.
Well, let's tell Allen Central and a lot of the other teams in the region, I think you hit on it earlier, just how far along they are compared to Paintsville. Paintsville is a team that's way ahead of everybody else. We've got, I'd say, 8 teams, Pete, that could beat any of the other teams in this region, with an exception of Paintsville. And Paintsville would have to have a bad night. One of these other 8 teams would have to have a good night to beat them. But you know as well as I do, that happens.
It's going to be difficult for anybody to do it.
Let's meet the starting lineup.
Let's get it over
for game
to
2
Randy Jones
of the 1996 15th Region All-A Classic. First, for the Tigers from Paintsville. At guard, 6'2" senior, number 10, Matt Ratliff. At guard, a 6'2" sophomore, number 12, Todd Tackett. At center, a 6'10" sophomore, number 40, J.R. Vanus. At forward, a 6'8" senior, number 34, Craig Ratliff. And at forward, a 6'6" junior, number 23, Josh McKenzie. The head coach of the Tigers, Bill Mike Runyon. Now let's meet the Rebels from Allen Central. At guard, a 6'4" junior, number 21, Thomas Jenkins. At guard, a 5'9" sophomore, number 25, Todd Howard. At guard, a 5'10" sophomore, number 12, Brian Crawford. At forward, a 6'4" senior, number 15, Jason Baker. And at forward, 6'2" sophomore, number 10, Edmund Sloan. The head coach of the Rebels, Johnny Martin. The officials for tonight's game, Keith Hall and Jerry Hurley. The scoreboard operator and timer is Scott Anderson. The official scorer, Ernie Johnson.
Okay, so there you have the starting lineups from the PA announcer, Randy Jones. As always, me and Peter do the old flip-flop. I'm going to take it over to Pete for the first half action. Let's get it down on the floor, Pete.
Thank you, PD. As Keith Hall throws the ball up, he's one of the referees Allen Central controls. Jerry Hurley, the other official, 2 top officials in the 15th region. As Allen Central controls early to Jenkins. He curl moves into the lane, shot is up and blocked. Nice block by J.R. Vanus. Paintsville on the move. Right wing, Tackett. Left wing, Matt Ratliff. Guarded by Howard. Allen Central matchup zone. Craig Ratliff left wing. Out to the point it goes to Matt Ratliff. Long 3 attempt on the way. No good. Tapped up once, twice by McKenzie. Up again. And on the follow through, it's good. 2-0 Paintsville. Paintsville pressing full court. There's a turnover. Matt Ratliff has it to Craig Ratliff. Off the board, good. Paintsville pressuring the ball early in the game. 4-0 lead. Long pass down court goes astray. Thrown by Thomas Jenkins out of bounds to Paintsville.
Pressure Paintsville's putting on Allen Central's got them a little bit shook here. They're going to have to settle down a little bit. Get back in the flow of things here, Pete. A little bit shaking right now.
Tackett over to Craig Ratliff. Long 3 up, no good. Rebound comes off to Tackett. Tackett inside the Van Hoos off the board on the turnaround jumper, good. 6-0 early in the game. Paintsville on top. Pressuring the ball. Edmund Sloan is fouled, getting across the timeline, and Allen Central has it in midcourt.
Foul's going to be number 1 on Josh McKenzie. Team foul number 1.
Coach Martin is starting the sophomore Edmund Sloan, the southpaw. Jenkins on the right wing. Out top it goes. Crawford. Howard now. Jenkins top of the key. Looks over at man-to-man defense of Paintsville. Edmund Sloan tries to drive. He's cut off outside. Jason Baker, long 3 attempt, no good. Air ball. Tapped into Matt Ratliff. Ratliff on the move. Pull-up jumper. He kicks and slides, no good. Off the board. Rebound by Craig Ratliff. Up, no good. And then Edmund Sloan comes away with it for Allen Central.
A lot of hands over the basket that time, Pete. Bunch of arms up there over top
Way
of that
above
cylinder.
the basket. Howard drives, cut off to Ratliff. Back out to Jenkins. Jenkins drives, foul line, gives it across to Jason Baker at the left wing. The action is fast and furious here in the first moments of the game. Jenkins drives off the board too strong. Van Hoos with the rebound. Paintsville controlling the boards early in the game. Craig Ratliff in the right corner. Feeds it out to Tackett. Allen Central in the matchup zone. Matt Ratliff inside it goes to Craig Ratliff. High post. He penetrates. Loses control. Picked up by Sloan of Allen Central. Howard with it on the move. Inside it goes to Jenkins. Bad pass. He loses control. Picked up outside by Crawford. Baker with the ball for Allen Central. Sloan drives the lane. Cut off. Can't go anywhere in there. Too many big ones. The land of the Giants, I call it. Jason Baker on the left baseline puts up a nice jumper and it strips the net. Allen Central's first basket in 3 minutes, PD.
Finally broke the ice. Maybe they looked a little more poised that time, Pete. Worked the ball around good.
Inside low post, McKenzie up. He misses. Rebound strong by Jason Baker. Allen Central with the rebound and a basketball as they cross the mid-stripe. Jenkins drives the lane, puts up a jumper, and it goes in. The basket's good. He is fouled on that leaner as he drove the middle.
That's going to be on J.R. Van Hoos. That's going to be his first, team's second. What a move. Took it right down the heart of that defense of Paintsville and put it up there, and he's going to...
Jenkins tries a three-point, and it's no good, and Van Hoos rebounds it. We have everything going tonight, folks. A festive atmosphere here, a tournament atmosphere at Pikeville High School, D.W. Oliver Memorial Fieldhouse. Up goes the jumper by Van Hoos, and it rattles in. Paintsville pressing. Howard with it. Gets it across to Baker. Pass intercepted by Paintsville. Craig Ratliff in the left corner. Loses control. Picked up by Howard. Allen Central on the move. 3-on-2 break. In goes Crawford with the layup. Good. That was a scoop layup, PD, as Crawford nails it. On the fast break. Recovery of a Paintsville turnover.
He seen Jenkins coming, but he went ahead and took it himself, and it fell through for him.
Paid off. Good move. Tackett on the right wing. Puts up a 15-footer. Good. Nothing but net. 10-6 lead for Paintsville. Paintsville still pressuring. 2-2-1 full court pressure. Evan Sloan gets it across, double team, loses control, picked up by Crawford. Crawford drives the baseline, and they say he goes out of bounds. There was contact on the baseline, but no call.
Well, it looked like Van Hoos might have needed him a little bit there, Pete, but like you said, no call. Turnover goes back to Paintsville.
Well, he stuck that size 20 out, and something happened, I'll tell you that much. I'm not a referee.
Yeah.
There's Tackett out front with the right wing. Is Matt Ratliff long three, no good. Ratliff rebounds, and on the rebound, he's caught pushing off to Jason Baker.
That's going to be foul number 2 on J.R. Van Hoos. Team foul number 3. 3 minutes, 28 seconds remaining, Pete.
10-6 lead for the Tigers. A lot of excitement, a lot of action going on. Number 22 comes in, Mike Short, at the guard position for Paintsville. Howard trying to break the pressure, loses it, picks it up again. Evan Sloan gets it across, throws a pass to Crawford on the right wing. Jenkins has it on the right wing, driving, spinning, jumper, good.
Oh, what a move.
Beautiful. That was a pro move by Thomas Jenkins, the premier junior in the area. Allen Central in their matchup zone. Paintsville moving it around the perimeter. Looking inside, they get it to McKenzie over the left wing. It goes to right rebound by McKenzie, and he puts it up, and Craig Ratliff puts up a follow-through. I tell you what, those high school kids above that rim 3 times there on the putback. Pass into Jason Baker. He gets it across, and as he gets it across going to the basket, he travels. He got off balance and walked with the ball.
He had a wide open man underneath and waited too late to get it to him. Crawford was standing down there waiting on it. He knew it.
High post, low post into Craig Ratliff off the board. He puts it up, misses a putback, easy putback. Craig Ratliff missed 2 easy ones. That's unusual for the 6'8 senior. 12-8 lead for Paintsville. A lot of action here early in the first quarter. Crawford almost loses control. Pick up by Jason Baker underneath to Howard. Howard loses control, picks it up, jump shot, baseline, partially blocked. He retrieves it, gives to Jason Baker, and Baker puts it up and in. Nice hustle and reaction by Howard to give it to Baker on the lay-in. Long shot from the right wing by Tackett, rebounded by McKenzie on the miss, and as he rebounds the ball, he's fouled. Boy, this is fast action, PD.
That's the way we like it.
12-10 lead for Paintsville.
Thomas Jenkins' first personal foul, team foul number 1.
Josh McKenzie goes to the line for 2. The 6'6" junior puts up the first one. It's good. 13-10 lead, 1:49 to play in the first quarter. Fine crowd on hand and a good basketball game. A lot of good players out there. McKenzie strips the second one, giving his team a 4-point lead. Paintsville 1-2-1-1 press. Edmund Sloan breaks it, loses it to Matt Ratliff. Matt Ratliff strips it, goes all the way up and in for Paintsville. Allen Central loses it on the turnover. 16-10. Howard trying to break the press. They get it across to Jenkins. Jenkins underneath to Jason Baker. Baker short jumper, no good. Rebound by Jenkins. Jenkins on a reverse layup. Back over his head is good. Thomas Jenkins on a great maneuver underneath the basket. Uses the basket as a defensive player. Went up on the reverse side and laid it in. 16-12, 1:09 to go. Matt Ratliff with it. Long 3 attempt, no good from the right wing. Thomas Jenkins pulls it down for Allen Central. 1 minute to play in this first quarter. Crawford on the right wing. Jason Baker outside. Paintsville packing it in one-on-one, playing very aggressive. Craig Ratliff steals it from Howard. He goes all the way for a dunk. It's showtime, folks. 18-12, 40 seconds to play. Paintsville playing very aggressively out front. No calls. No calls as Allen Central throws it away again. There's some incidental contact going on, but no whistle.
Well, Paintsville's active. They're really getting after them down there. Causing some turnovers. That's a couple in a row.
Tackett walks it across the mid-stripe. His team ahead 18-12 with 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. Coach Runyon calls for a spread of the court to pull Allen Central out of its matchup strong. McKenzie gets it back to Ratliff. Ratliff drives now, holds up, gives it in the right corner, high post to Craig Ratliff, kicks it back out. Paintsville working the ball around outside. Craig Ratliff with it, 4 seconds. Jumper from the foul line, good. The play worked perfectly. Giving his team at the break, end of the first quarter, is Paintsville 20 on top of Allen Central 12. This is Pete Grigsby Jr. for WPRG TV5 Sports and the Double X on the radio saying we'll take a break and be right back.
Hey.
All right, back again, second quarter of action. Paintsville with the basketball, an 8-point lead inside to McKenzie. As Paintsville looks over that matchup zone from Allen Central, underneath to McKenzie, across it goes to Ratliff up off the backboard. Nice 10-foot pull-up jumper by Craig Ratliff, 22-12. Paintsville staying in that full court pressure, very aggressive. Howard breaks it, gets it across to Moore. Moore in there for John Moore. Underneath, he puts it in there to the boy who just came in, 52, Chris Bailey. Lays it up and in for Allen Central. Matt Ratliff with it. Craig Ratliff in the left wing. Back out the top of key to Matt Ratliff. Josh McKenzie on the left wing. Cross court it goes, almost out of bounds. Tackett retrieves it. Bad pass inside, retrieved by Moore. John Moore on a drive, all the way up, missed it. Rebound by Craig Ratliff of Paintsville. There was intimidation on that lay-in. Tackett driving down the lane, loses control for Paintsville, out of bounds. Deflected out of bounds by Allen Central.
John Moore made a good move down here on the other end, Pete. He just got a little bit intimidated, threw it a little bit too hard off the glass.
Josh McKenzie came from nowhere and caused him problems on his lay-in, and he had to change his shot, and that's where he missed it.
Kentucky 46, Georgia 36 at the half.
Well, Coach Patino's a little worried about that game as Tackett lets fly a three from the right wing for Paintsville, and he knocks it down. 25-14 lead for Paintsville. 6:45 to play. Allen Central breaks the pressure. Out front with the ball is Howard. Jason Bacon in the corner. Back out front to Thomas Jenkins. Jenkins still driving. Has the ball, gives it Howard underneath. It goes to Jason Baker with a hook shot, no good. J.R. Van Hoos with the rebound. Matt Ratliff down deep to Craig Ratliff. Ratliff lets fly a jumper, it's good. To the right of the key. Craig Ratliff, another basket. Thomas Jenkins driving, gives it off to Baker underneath. He tries to lay in, it's blocked by McKenzie. Ratliff with it. Craig Ratliff all the way, puts it up on the running jumper. It's good. Paintsville red hot, PD, right now.
14 points for Craig Ratliff.
And we have a timeout on the floor by Coach Johnny Martin. He wants to talk this thing over.
Pete, there's just some teams that a certain player has good games against, and it seems like Craig Ratliff against Allen Central is having another big game here tonight.
He's phenomenal, no question about that. He's playing super. He's on the boards and scoring. How many points does he have already?
He's got 14 points, and they've had all their starters have scored. Matt Ratliff has just scored 2 points, but everybody is kind of contributing. And J.R. Van Hoos with a big block down here the last time down. They're intimidating on both ends, but Craig Ratliff's doing the majority of the scoring for Paintsville.
One of the premier players of a region, if not in the state, Craig Ratliff. Every time we see the kid, he looks great. And I think he's a Division I prospect, along with Thomas Jenkins.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. With his size and his abilities, Pete, he's proved to me over these 2 games that we've seen, he's definitely a Division I player.
Coach Martin has got to settle his boys down. The pressure is bothering them considerably. The turnovers and transition game is costing Allen Central the lead right now. They're down by 15, 29-14. So they got to settle down. They got to solve that press and that pressure.
Well, Paintsville's on a 9-2 run here to start this second quarter.
Jenkins with the ball. Gets it across the mid-stripe. Double team to Howard. Back to Thomas. He drives the lane. Loses control. Picked up by Jason Baker. And Baker, as he drives down to put it in the basket, referee calls double dribbling. On the turnover, Paintsville has control. Comfortably ahead, 29-14. 6 minutes to play. J.R. Van Hoos with the jumper. It won't go. He's fouled from behind by John Moore.
That's going to be John Moore's first, team foul number 2. Not a lot of fouls in this game so far, Pete. They could have called a few more, but just 5 fouls called on both teams.
Van Hoos makes the first of 2. Nothing but the bottom of the net on that. 13-14 lead. Second one is up, and it's good also. 31-14. Big 17-point lead for Paintsville. Jenkins breaks the press, gets it across the mid-stripe, back to Howard. Allen Central trying to get in this rhythm. Jenkins has it, drives in, puts it off the glass. No good, too strong. Rebound by McKenzie. Paintsville on the move. Craig Ratliff spots up, gives it underneath. McKenzie outside to attack it. Jumper left wing good. Well, everything they do is right. They're shooting phenomenal, and they're working the ball really well. They're looking like what they are, the defending 15th regional champions. Howard in a trap, gets it to John Moore. 3-on-1 break, underneath the Bailey, up and in. Chris Bailey makes his second basket of the night. Bringing his team within 17 as Tackett shoots a long 3 at the top of the key, and it's there. What a shot by the sophomore. 36-16, 20-point lead. Paintsville with another turnover. Craig Ratliff puts it off the board. Good. Intercepted by Matt Ratliff. We've got another timeout on the floor. With that, we'll take a break and be right back with Paintsville leading Allen Central 38-16. This is WPRG TV5 Sports and the Double X.
All right, Pete, we're back here once again, and that burn Paintsville just all over Allen Central here so far.
Paintsville looking great. They're getting everything they can out of their height, out of their speed, out of their experience, playing both ends defensively, offensively, on the boards well. They're just a complete basketball team tonight.
Well, they're definitely making a statement here in this first game of this Class A tournament.
You can tell the competition they've been playing against has certainly helped them. As Allen Central tries to break the pressure again, Howard with it, gets it across to Moore. Moore double team. Jenkins in the right wing gets the ball, has it. Well guarded by Craig Ratliff as he tosses it back out front. Paintsville playing man for man. Very aggressive and tenacious in their man-to-man defense. Jenkins well guarded by Craig Ratliff. John Moore with it out front. Trying to work the ball inside. Jason Baker looking, he can't get it inside. Thomas goes outside to get it. Thomas Jenkins over to John Moore. Now Howard with it, left wing. And he travels, looking to throw the ball inside. Paintsville cut off the passing lanes, and he walked with it.
There just ain't no seams for Allen Central to get it into. Paintsville's playing terrific defense right now.
Great defensive play by the Tigers. Matt Ratliff gets it across, and Tackett has it on the right wing. McKenzie, jumper inside the lane, no good. Long rebound to Howard of Allen Central. He's moving. And, well, they called some contact out front on Paintsville, and that was on, I think that was Tackett.
Todd Tackett's first, team foul number 4. Bill Mount Runyon has to be pleased with the way his team's playing. They've just committed 4 team fouls, and they're full court press and have been the whole game.
Thomas Jenkins drives the lane, and as he does, he's fouled with a body block.
That's going to be on Craig Ratliff. That's going to be his first, team's 5th.
It'll be out of bounds, Allen Central. No bonus shed as Thomas Jenkins is fouled as he drove to the basket, not in the act of shooting. John Moore gets the inbounds pass and puts up a nice jumper on the left side. Used the board well, and he knocked it in. Paintsville with the ball. Head by 20. 3:26 to play in the first half of action. Matt Ratliff out front as they move the ball in and out. At will, they can throw it inside, outside, whatever they want to do. They're so tall and big. Matt Ratliff, long three, no good. There's Van Hoos with a putback, no good. McKenzie with another putback, and it's good. Well, they're playing volleyball with it on those backboards, putting it up and putting it in. Allen Central tries to break the press, but it's knocked out of bounds by Paintsville. Crawford comes back into the game for Howard for Allen Central. Chris Bailey takes it out of bounds, gives it to Moore. Paintsville now drop back man-to-man. Very tight man-to-man, though. In the corner, Thomas Jenkins lets fly a 3, but misses, and McKenzie comes away with the rebound.
Oh, that's partially blocked by Ratliff.
Craig Ratliff underneath, puts it up, too strong, no good, knocked out of bounds to Allen Central. Paintsville moves the ball very rapidly down the court. Moving the ball very well. Ahead, 40-18 with 2.5 minutes to play. Thomas Jenkins down court to Jason Baker. Back to Thomas as he drives. Dishes it underneath, and it's knocked out of bounds, deflected off Allen Central, and it goes to Paintsville.
Everything going Tigers' way.
Everything. Paintsville with the ball, looking over that matchup zone. Cross court to Tackett. Inside to McKenzie at the foul line, puts it up good. They just work it at will and then put it up when they want to and score. Jason Baker on the move up and in on a nice spin shot by Jason Baker as he drove to the basket. Paintsville with it again. As they move it around inside to Van Hoos at the foul line, he puts it up, no good. Moore takes a long rebound. Underneath to Crawford, as he went up, his shot was blocked. I thought surely they had a lay in there, but Matt Ratliff came from nowhere and knocked it out of bounds. What defense. Paintsville's really fired up tonight.
They look good.
Really good. This is no sloucher team at Allen Central, a good basketball team. Thomas Jenkins, one of the leading scorers in the state, with the ball, gives it to Baker. Paintsville stand after him man-to-man. John Moore fakes, drives the baseline, he's fouled from behind, but short. The referee started to pick up a few of those reach-in fouls now.
Foul number 1 on Mike Short. Team foul number 6.
Chris Bailey inbounds it to Jenkins. Jenkins drives, puts it off a glass, and he's fouled. as he goes to the board.
A lot of big bodies underneath there as Jenkins drove in. Foul's going to be on Josh McKenzie. That's going to be his second. And
well, they cloud the sky. Those big boys, who are as big as any college team I know of in Kentucky, they intimidate you and they cause you to change your shots, and that's what's happening tonight. As Jenkins puts up the first one, and it's good. 42-21. They've doubled the score.
First point Jenkins has scored in this second quarter.
Second one is there for Thomas.
10 points on the night for Thomas Jenkins.
42-22. Minute and a half to play. Paintsville looking great, all that they're supposed to be tonight as they move the ball around Allen Central zone. Looking inside, there's Craig Ratliff at the foul line with it. Back to Thomas Tackett on the right wing. Good, long three. An NBA range three, it was there.
Todd Tackett's hit 3 threes in this quarter, Pete.
Allen Central breaks the press. Underneath it goes to Baker. He missed the layup, fouled his shot, missed it again. 3 times Allen Central missed the put back underneath their own basket. And Paintsville rebounds. Pull-up jumper. Throws it back out to short, long three. And guess what, folks? He knocked it down. A substitute off the bench knocks in a long three. 40 seconds to play. Jenkins gives to Baker on the baseline. Jumper no good. Jenkins with the rebound, the foul, and he missed the layup. It just won't go for the Rebels. And we have a whistle and a timeout on the floor with Paintsville leading Allen Central 48-22 just before the halftime. We'll take a break and be right back. This is WPRG TV5 Sports and the Double X.
Okay. Back here once again at the T.W. Oliver Memorial Gymnasium for the second game of the Class A tournament. Phelps defeated Millard earlier, and I don't think that Paintsville can look this good the rest of the year because they're looking, I mean, obviously that these strong teams they've been playing, we talked earlier, has improved them tremendously. They look super right now.
They certainly do. If you can play a perfect game, they're playing nearly a perfect game as Matt Ratliff has the ball at the top of the key. 23 seconds to go. Paintsville looking for the last shot. Inside it goes to Tackett. He spin, moves into the lane, good. Up off the backboard. 50-22, 10 seconds to go as Paintsville knocks it out of bounds. With 12.5 seconds to go, Allen Central inbounds it to Moore. Moore double team, gives it out to Jenkins. Jenkins drives the lane, there's contact, and a block is called on Paintsville on Thomas Jenkins. That's Tackett with the block.
Todd Tackett's second personal foul, and Thomas Jenkins will go to the free throw line to shoot the bonus with 2, 4, 6, 18 fouls.
Down by 28, a display of superiority by the Paintsville Tigers. Defending champions as Thomas puts up the first one, and it's good. 50-23, 6.9 seconds to play in the first half. Coach Bill Mike Runyon is running in a few substitutions right now, PD. Jenkins puts up the second one, it's there. 50-24. Paintsville moving the ball across the mid-stripe, short with it. He goes all the way, has the shot almost blocked, puts up, missed, and on the follow-up is good by, I think that was Short. Was that him?
I believe that was Mike Short put that one in.
Mike Short.
Gee whiz.
On the putback. That was a great display of athletic action. At the end of the first half, we have the score. Paintsville's Tigers 52, Allen Central's Rebels 24. We'll take a break and be back for the halftime statistics and comments. This is the Double X on radio and WPRG TV5 Sports.
basketball game, and it's been all Paintsville Tigers here as they're on top of Allen Central 52-24. And Pete, give me a few comments here before I give the halftime stats.
Wow,
Super.
fantastic,
Yeah.
super. What other adjectives can we use tonight to describe these Paintsville Tigers? They are awesome and just great playing basketball on both ends of the court, running, shooting, passing the ball. Everything that you want a basketball team to do, they're doing it, PD. And I don't know if we can describe it as well as we possibly could with this type of play tonight to the fans. You'd have to be here and you'd have to see it to believe it. So they're just a great ball team tonight, and they're too much for anybody I know of in all of Eastern Kentucky tonight.
What I've seen play, even the YMT tournament, those teams and all of the trips that I've made around the 15th region, they look dominant right now. I'll tell you that's for certain. Let's go on to the halftime stats. First for Allen Central, Thomas Jenkins with 10 points, Chris Bailey with 4, John Moore with 2, Brian Crawford with 2, and Jason Baker with 6, for a total of 24 points. Allen Central has taken 5 free throw shots and hit 4 of those. All those coming from Thomas Jenkins. Nobody in real foul trouble, and surprisingly, they just got 2 team fouls in the first half. Thomas Jenkins won, John Moore with 1. The way Paints was going to the basket, you would kind of expect Allen Central would have fouled them a little more, but they're taking it strong and putting it in there, and just no contest underneath.
Well, that's how strong they are inside in every phase of the game. They have those 6'10s and 6'8s and 6'6s, which they get their shots up and get it off without anybody in their face because Allen Central is just too short to defense them. So they're going in there, they're guarding these guys, but they're just so tall, they just shoot over top of them.
Let's go over to the Paintsville side. The first thing that jumps out at me, Pete, when we done the game earlier this year, Todd Tackett was out with an injury. He comes in the first half here and he hits 3 threes in the second quarter, comes away with a halftime of 15 points. Craig Ratliff was 16 points, Josh McKenzie with 8, J.R. Van Hoos was 6, Matt Ratliff with 2, and Mike Short come off the bench for 5 points. So for a total of 52 points, they have got a lot better balanced scoring, seemed like, than they did the first game we done earlier in the year. And then also Todd Tackett's made a big impact during his comeback from that injury.
He certainly has, and what is surprising is that they are doing this without J.R. Van Hoos game, which is inside. They do not need to go inside to J.R. Van Hoos. Usually when they get in trouble, they'll go inside to him. They're doing all this balanced scoring without much scoring from J.R. So his talents are almost useless as far as offense is concerned. Of course, on defense, he's intimidating, and he's on the boards along with Craig Ratliff. But that shows you how well they're playing. All 6 of those boys are playing excellent basketball, and they're playing together.
Well, you know, Todd Tackett's got some wide open looks from outside the three-point arc. And it's because Allen Central trying to pack it under and take the inside game away from Paintsville, and they're making them pay for it because they're hitting those big threes on the outside. And Mike Short come in there and hit a 3 off the bench, as we mentioned earlier. But I don't know. I'm like you. They're doing it inside, outside. Their press looks great. They're giving Allen Central a lot of problems, and Allen Central just having fits right now.
That's right. If Allen Central tries to go outside and take away the 3, then they've got the inside game of Van Hoos and McKenzie and the all-around game of Ratliff. So they don't have much choice. They can't take away everything from the Tigers because they have it all. They have the inside game and the outside. So Coach Martin, he wanted to take away the inside game, but then the rest of the guys are hitting from outside. Plus, you got McKenzie and Craig Ratliff who play in the middle as well as Van Hoos, and they've been playing all over court. So you got 2 versatile guys there just playing inside and outside. Then you got, like you said, Tackett and the other boys lighting it up from outside. So what do you do? Well, I'll tell you what you do. You go into the dressing room behind by 28 points or so.
And just get out here and get this second half over with, huh?
I tell you what, Coach Martin's got his work cut out for him. But the biggest problem that he has, really, is making the turnovers. Paintsville's defense is really giving them problems. That pressure defense that you stated earlier at 2-2-1, creating a lot of turnovers and problems for Allen Central. Allen Central, when they do get it across, they're not in their offense. They have altered their offense because of the pressure from Paintsville Tigers. So Paintsville's playing as well defensively as they are offensively.
Oh, yeah, full court and half court.
Absolutely. In half court, they get after you man for man. Now, I admit that there's been some fouls that might have been called and some reach-in stuff, but still, the pressure defense has got Allen Central out of this ball game.
Okay, with that in mind, we're going to take a break and be back with the second half of action. You're listening to it all on the Double X. Be watching it later on WPRG TV5 Sports. It's 59:45. How much time to go? Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
Let's talk about that when it comes back.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a half game here deal on our players of the game settled, and I told Pete I'd take Paintsville and make it easy on him. And I don't know, Pete. But I tell you what, that puts a lot of pressure on a young man like me.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about UK. Coach Patino said he's going to have a hard game tonight. With 16 minutes to go at Georgia, UK's ahead 59-45. What do you think about that, PD?
I don't think they'll be beat the rest of the year, Pete. I think they've lost their only game of the year. They won't be beat the rest of the year.
Well, I tell you, if they do, they're going to set a record. You know, I played on that 54 team, 25 wins and 0, and they're liable to break that. I wouldn't doubt if they didn't break that this year.
Well, they look like this Paintsville Tiger team here tonight. They're a real dominant team. You know, anything can happen, but I'm just going to go out on a limb back to Dixon. They'll not get beat the rest of the year.
Well, they're liable not to. I don't see anybody in the SEC doing it right now. And, you know, maybe that'd be a good matchup if we put Paintsville against UK tonight.
Well, Paintsville's playing well enough to play, as we mentioned earlier, against a lot of small college teams. I don't know if I'd go that far. But
I don't know either, but that's a comparison how well they're playing.
Definitely looking good as we get it back down on the floor. Thomas Jenkins drives. Knocked off one of the Paintsville players, and it'll stay with Allen Central. But there's not a whole lot of cracks to get in down there when Allen Central drives toward the basket. Edmund Sloan gets it deep in the corner now to Thomas Jenkins. He's going to bring it back out high on the wing, looking for someone now. Howard gets it back out top, working around Thomas Jenkins, drives down about the free throw line, loses it. Craig Ratliff picks it up behind the back, decides to hold it up. Moving it around now, back to Ratliff. Over in the corner, Todd Tackett. Ratliff three-pointer on the way, no good, and over the back is Paintsville, and it'll go back over to Allen Central.
That's J.R. Vanhoose with his third.
Paintsville once again showing full court pressure, a 2-2-1 full court press. Allen Central trying to find a way to break it. They're getting into Thomas Jenkins, just let him work one-on-one with him. Gets it over to Howard. Todd Howard on the move now, double team. Gets it across the timeline. It's kicked by Ratliff, no call. He drops it back to Matt Ratliff. Deep in the corner now. Working it back out top inside. J.R. Vanhoose goes up, and on the shot he's fouled.
Looks like Thomas Jenkins on a reach-in foul, his second of the game. Interesting matchup. Matt Ratliff is guarding Thomas Jenkins. Coach Runyon is going with speed on Jenkins.
McKenzie gets it in out top to Ratliff, and get it inside once again to J.R. Vanhoose, and he's fouled immediately. 7:06 remaining third quarter. All Paintsville. Paintsville on top of Allen Central, 52-24.
Thomas Jenkins commits his third foul of the night on that reach-in foul to Vanhoose.
McKenzie gets it in, long three-pointer taken by Matt Ratliff, and count it. 55-24. Paintsville still ain't letting up on them. Allen Central breaks the timeline. Jenkins goes in strong for two. Over top of Vanhoose that time.
Thomas got up high. He had to, because Vanhoose would have blocked the shot if he hadn't.
McKenzie out of the corner for three. Count that one. Whoa. Raining the three-point here tonight.
The big guy goes outside, makes a 25-footer.
Howard gets it across to Crawford. And as he tries to work down the side, he's fouled by Paintsville Tiger. They will inbound the ball on the sidelines.
That was Craig Ratliff's second foul of the game.
So Edmund Sloan will be inbounding the ball underneath Allen Central's own basket. Looking for someone to get it into, and gets it in there to Jason Baker, and it goes off in his fingertips. Stolen by Crawford. He puts one off the glass. Count it. Whoa. Bank shot. Craig Ratliff goes up high, shoots no good. Thomas Jenkins there to pull it down. He's on the move. Run and gun basketball game. Thomas Jenkins, count that one from about 12 foot.
Beautiful pull-up jumper by Thomas Jenkins.
58-30, and they've got Matt Ratliff hemmed over there, double teamed, and he calls timeout for Paintsville with 6 minutes exactly to play in the third quarter. Johnny Martin not liking that, Pete.
I think the referees ended up calling a foul on Edmund Sloan, number 10, and now we got a technical on the bench on Coach Martin.
Let's see here.
Across the way, there's a double team, and it looked like Paintsville was going out of bounds with it. And instead of turning the ball down Central, Coach Johnny Martin thinks that it should have been his ball out of bounds, and they called a foul on Allen Central for pushing out of bounds. And Coach Martin didn't like that, and he protested, and they called a T on him.
Yeah, I think Coach Martin down 28 points. Speed is just trying to maybe do a little something to fire his team up.
I think he's trying to unite them, and he should.
And I noticed another thing. He's coming out in full court pressure this second half.
Absolutely.
And, pressing the pressing team.
The Rebels won't quit, folks. Don't go away. We don't know what's going to happen yet.
Todd Tackett shoots the technical fouls. The first one's out of there. Allen Central looking for a little something to spark them. Todd Tackett, second one rolls off there also.
Nothing gained on that technical. Coach Martin has fired his team up, and so is the cheering section over here to our right. They're really getting into the game now.
McKenzie tried to get it into Van Hoos, stolen away there by Jason Baker. And as Craig Ratliff tries for the steal, it goes out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Rebels. 58-30. Allen Central bringing it to the length of the court. Thomas Jenkins gets it up now to Crawford. Haven't broke the timeline yet. Allen Central, or Paintsville still staying that full court pressure. Jenkins deep in the corner now to Crawford. Back out to Jenkins, high on the wing. He spins, goes down about the free throw line, puts up a shot. No good. McKenzie there to pull it down. He's going to bring it all the way. Goes in, lays it off the glass, no good. Craig Ratliff puts it up. His shot's partially blocked, and he's fouled.
The foul is on number 10. That's Edmund Sloan. Edmund Sloan fouled underneath there. He'll get 2 shots.
Craig Ratliff will told the free throw line to shoot 2 shots. First one's nothing but net. 59-30. Paintsville Tigers. Ratliff's second shot, it rolls out there. McKenzie had the rebound. Goes out of bounds over to Allen Central. Didn't block him off there. McKenzie liked him come away with a big offensive or defensive rebound there. Offensive rebound, I guess it would be. Thomas Jenkins on the move now. Drives in, puts up a shot. Good.
Thomas really getting the feel of the game now as he gets the ball in the middle and goes all the way for the lay-in.
Matt Ratliff over to J.R. Van Hoos. He controls it on the baseline. Back out top, long three, but Todd Tackett, count it.
Todd Tackett scoring 18 points now tonight. He's really red hot.
Howard might have pushed off a little bit. No call. Thomas Jenkins now with it on the baseline. Baker goes in, puts it up, and he's fouled.
A lot of contact underneath now and all over the court in this game. J.R. Van Hoos fouls. That's his 4th personal. That's a big foul right there with plenty of time to go in the third quarter. 4:44 to play in the third quarter.
Well, we'll see if it changes the complexion of the game as Van Hoos goes out and Mike Short comes in for him. Jason Baker hits on the first of 2 free throws. Second one's in the air, and it comes out there. McKenzie goes up high. On the other end, deep in the corner once again, Todd Tackett, no good. Craig Ratliff comes down, gets the ball, puts it off the glass, count it.
Game is getting a little rough, PD.
64-33. Thomas Jenkins on the move. Baseline jumpers, count it.
Referees are going to have to take control of the game. It's getting a little rough out there. Somebody might get hurt.
Mike Short.
I wouldn't doubt if they start blowing the whistle a lot more.
I think they're going to have to, because, you know, there's a lot of tradition over at Allen Central, and they're getting pounded here right now, Pete, and I think Paintsville might be rubbing it in on them a little bit. They don't like it. And now there's not a whole lot they can do about it right now. McKenzie gets it into Mike Short. We're on the move going down the other way. He's out high on the wing, gets it on the other side now to Matt Ratliff. Another one, but Todd Tackett, no good. Edmund Sloan goes up and pulls the bounds down for Allen Central.
The Rebels won't go away. They're still fighting hard.
Deep in the corner to Howard. That back out to Thomas Jenkins on the wing. Drive, spins at the free throw line. Long three, but Todd Howard, no good. Mike Short there to pull the rebound down. McKenzie on the breakaway, other end, slams it.
Showtime as Big McKenzie jams it home.
Thomas Jenkins finds Baker on the baseline. His shot's up, no good. Going up and pulling it down there was Ratliff, stolen away by Crawford, and he's fouled. 66-35, 3:22 remaining third quarter.
Ratliff commits the foul. His first tonight.
Gary Hunter, new man in the game for Allen Central. Shot out of the corner, Thomas Jenkins was no good. McKenzie pulls it down, feeds Ratliff, jam it. Whoa. Jam City. On the other end, Crawford loses the ball. We get a tie up on the floor, and there's going to be a foul called.
Fouls on McKenzie. His third. J.R. Van Hoos with 4 and McKenzie with 3. That's 2 of their big horses. A little bit in foul trouble here.
I believe the damage has already been done. 68-35. Edmund Sloan to inbound the ball underneath for Allen Central. Got in his hands. Thomas Jenkins deep in the corner. Thought he was going to take it. He drove. Goes in. Puts a shot up. He's fouled, and it's good. Boy, that's a good slice and move there by Thomas Jenkins.
Oh, a great move to the basket by Thomas. The foul is on Matt Ratliff, his second, as Thomas will try to complete the three-point play. He's awfully good with the ball going to the basket. Oh,
Jenkins' shot was no good. McKenzie pulls it down, stolen away from Short by Thomas Jenkins. Thomas Jenkins goes in, feeds it off there to Hunter. He puts it off the glass for 2. Stolen away down here on the other end by Moore, no good, and Thomas Jenkins spins, puts a shot up, no good. A couple of Allen Central players right there. Craig Ratliff gets it down. Now Matt Ratliff brings it across, slows it up. Mike Short deep in the corner, back out on the wing. Matt Ratliff thought about it, didn't want it. Inside to Craig Ratliff, back out to Short. Allen Central just playing a 2-3 zone against him. Mike Short, Paintsville working the ball around over to McKenzie. On the other side, Matt Ratliff gets it inside to Craig Ratliff. He spins, puts it off the glass, count it. 70-39.
That's 23 points for Craig Ratliff tonight already in this game.
Thomas Jenkins on the move. He spins, goes up against Ratliff. It won't fall, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line.
The foul is on Craig Ratliff, his third.
Got some new subs in for Paintsville Tigers. See if we can pick him up. I already see we haven't got one of them. And number 5 in there, Pete. Don't have him on the roster. Number 4, Kyle Adams. Number 11 is Jason Conley. And who else we got in there? Is that all the new ones we got in there?
Short's inside. He's there. Number 4. Yeah, we got Kyle Adams and Matt Ratliff still in there. Did we get number 11? Yeah, Jason Conley.
Number 5 is the only one we don't have on our roster. Is Thomas Jenkins back at the free throw line to shoot 2 shots. First one's right there. 70. Paintsville Tigers 40. Allen Central Rebels. Thomas Jenkins, second of 2, is right there also. Allen Central showing a little full court pressure. Coming up on the other side, which Matt Ratliff decides to hold it up. Deep in the corner. Back out to Ratliff. Over to Short. Short drives in the paint. Gets it back out. 3 taken by Adams is no good. Jenkins goes up and pulls it down. Had Crawford on the other end, and he's fouled. And I believe
that was a hard foul by Kyle Adams of Paintsville as he put it on to Crawford.
Brian Crawford will go to the free throw line for Allen Central to shoot the bonus.
Game's getting awfully rough right now.
Crawford's 1-of-1 attempt. First one goes, so he'll get another shot. 70-42, 1 minute, 31 seconds remaining in the third. Crawford once again, Isaac flies, hits it. Stolen away down there by Crawford. Bad pass coming in there by Conley and almost picked off. Crawford done him a favor, knocked it out of bounds. It went out of bounds, and Allen Central would have got it back, and coming now with it, Matt Ratliff. And we get a pick set. Looked like Brian Crawford tried to set a pick. Someone run over him, but he's going to get called for the foul, I do believe.
That's on Brian Crawford. I had him this first one. The referee's going to have to be alert because both teams are stepping up a notch, and it's getting rougher out there.
Matt Ratliff over there to Mike Short on the wing, back out top to Ratliff. On the other side now to Adams, deep in the corner to Conley, back out. 3-pointer taken by Matt Ratliff, no good. And there to put it back in is Kyle Adams. 72-43 Paintsville. John Moore on the move at top of the circle, tries to drive, nowhere to go. Back out Thomas Jenkins, fakes, goes down the lane, stops it! Whoa, what a play!
What a great maneuver by Thomas Jenkins on the two-handed jam going down the lane. That brings the crowd to their feet.
Gee whiz, that surprised a lot of people in here, Pete. He went right down the paint and jammed that one, 2 hands. 72-45. Matt Ratliff with the ball. Drives in, gets it back over. Shot taken, no good. And Thomas Jenkins once again on the move, taken away by Mike Short. Thomas Jenkins picks it up, it goes out of bounds, back over to Paintsville.
Well, I tell you what, it wouldn't have paid anybody to get in front of Thomas going to the basket that hard. He really meant it.
That's worth the price of admission right there to see that one play.
Yes, it was. Great maneuver and play by Thomas Jenkins.
Paintsville once again brings it up. Kyle Adams with the ball deep on the wing. Back out top now over to Mike Short. He's going to hold it up. Drops it over high on the wing to Matt Ratliff. Matt Ratliff's poked in the eye. And don't believe we got a foul. We just got officials timeout.
He's holding his left eye, I think, right now as he walks over to the bench. He's having problems seeing out of it. That's Matt Ratliff, number 10 of Paintsville.
We'll get a sub in for him, and that's going to be Mike Grimm, looks like. And also a number 55 that we're not going to have. Well, Pete, I have my roster filled out, but they must have got some new numbers.
I don't know how. They don't list everybody like they used to. We used to list all the players, and it seemed like we're missing 1 or 2 every game anymore.
Stolen away by Adams, and underneath Crawford put it in. 72-47 at the end of 3. Allen Central are making somewhat of a run. We're going to take a break on the Double X and WPRG and be back for the final quarter of action in tonight's basketball game, the Class A tournament. Yeah. What's that? Oh, how much time? Yeah. Okay. How much time we got? Okay. Getting set for the fourth quarter of action. Paintsville on top, Allen Central 72-47, and Paintsville with the ball. McKenzie gets it into Van Hoos. No problem, puts it in off the glass. Thomas Jenkins on the move. Drives in, gets it over in the corner to Crawford. Crawford backs it out. Now Thomas Jenkins on the wing, wants to drive, spins, puts up a shot. Oh, almost fell, but he's fouled.
Underhanded scoop finger roll, if you can believe it. Nice move by Thomas.
Hey, Pete, let's talk about UK here. They're down, or they're ahead 2 points, 64-62. 9 minutes to play. But don't get worried, they won't get beat. I've already made a prediction.
We've already predicted they won't lose in SEC. They can't lose that one tonight.
Thomas Jenkins, first of 2 shots. First one goes. 74-48. Second one's in the air, and it's also there. Allen Central coming out and showing full court pressure. Van Hoos gets it into Todd Tackett. Todd Tackett looking for someone now, gets it to Mike Short. They get it across. Craig Ratliff on the move. Goes in, flips it up, no good. McKenzie there, sticks it back in.
Big, strong rebound by McKenzie that time.
Thomas Jenkins had Crawford on the far end. Looked like he might have had a wide open shot, but he lost the handle on it. Goes out of bounds, back over to Paintsville. Pete, let's just keep it here and talk about it a little bit.
All right.
Paintsville has come back, and Allen Central has come back and played pretty good, but now Paintsville's not playing with near the intensity they did the first half, but they're still playing some good basketball.
Yes, they are still playing good basketball, but Allen Central has raised their level of intensity up to the top, and they're playing really, really hard basketball for Coach Martin. They're pressing full court now. Their intensity is as great this second half as Paintsville was the first half. So Paintsville's losing a little bit of intensity, but Allen Central, they just can't make a big enough run to overcome about a 30-point lead.
Well, those Paintsville's put their starters back in with the exception of, let's see who got Matt Ratliff out. Mike Short's in for him. And they've played a lot of substitutes here too, so. And J.R. Van Hoos tries to get it into McKenzie. It goes out of bounds, turnover back over to Allen Central.
Well, I don't know if there's time for Allen Central catch up, but Van Hoos has 4 fouls and Craig Ratliff has 4 fouls. So I don't know. 7 minutes to play. We'll just have to wait and see.
Crawford inbounds it, gets it back out to Thomas Jenkins. He's going to work. Gets it over in the corner to Hurd, back out to Jenkins. Jenkins thought about a 3, now he let it go. No good. Van Hoos goes up high with a rebound. McKenzie on the other end, puts a one-handed shot up, and it goes.
Great outlet pass that time by Paintsville on the break.
Howard out of the corner for 3, no good. Craig Ratliff pulls the rebound down. He's going to bring it up himself, gets it in the corner to McKenzie on the other side to Todd Tackett. He drives in, a pretty move, puts it off the glass, count it.
Todd Tackett with a double pump as he goes to the baseline and puts it in off the glass.
Down on the other end now, Howard back over to Thomas Jenkins. He wants to spin on the baseline, goes in and misses an easy shot. Made a super move, couldn't get it to fall. Craig Ratliff underneath McKenzie off the glass, count that one. 82-49.
Great movement of the basketball by Paintsville. Good assist from Craig Ratliff to McKenzie on that play.
Jenkins goes in, his shot's blocked by Van Hoos. Short to Tackett off the glass for 2.
classic example of a fast break by Paintsville as they get the ball out on the break, and they're going 3-on-1 right now.
6 minutes, 2 seconds remaining. All Paintsville. Paintsville on top, Allen Central 84-49. We'll take a break and be back on the Double X and WPRG TV5 Sports. What's the score? Oh. Back once again, 66-65. We're getting an update from the Hitman back at the studios to Double X, 66-65. What a ball game, Pete, we're missing, buddy.
UK barely squeaking ahead of Georgia right now. It's going to be tough for them to pull it out down there at Georgia.
6 minutes to go on this basketball game. Thomas Jenkins for Allen Central on the move. Howard out of the corner, no good. Rebound put back up by Baker, no good. Bunch of Allen Central players couldn't find the handle on it. Coming the other way, Todd Tackett lobbed for Van Hoos. His jam was no good. Goes out of bounds, back over to the Rebels.
I want to mention I saw some good friends a while ago from down around county. Warren Cooper, Marvin Moore, and Jerry Fultz of Director Alternative School was with them tonight in Floyd County watching this contest. They came all the way from Round County to see this matchup.
Well, they've seen some good basketball players. Thomas Jenkins drives in the paint and he's fouled and he'll go to the free throw line.
That's Craig Ratliff's 5th foul.
Played a super ball game for this Tiger team tonight.
Well, if Paintsville can continue to play this way without any injuries, I don't know who can handle them right now on the 15th.
Thomas Jenkins, first of 2, is no good. They're definitely going to have somebody a couple of good guards to handle the ball, Pete, and break this press and maybe slow it down on them. They definitely ain't going to be able to run with them, what we've seen here tonight. Jenkins' second shot, no good. Van Hoos on the other way, almost to stuff there, but Todd Tackett is no good. He definitely went for it. Thomas Jenkins is going the other way with the ball. Edmund Sloan for a 3. Rattles out there. Gets a rebound and puts it back in. Good following. Followed his own shot.
Nice follow by the sophomore. The old southpaw there.
The old southpaw. McKenzie back out. 3-pointer taken by Ratliff's no good. Jenkins pulls the rebound down all the way on the other end to Crawford. Goes up. And J.R. Van Hoos said, get that out of here. No contest. Van Hoos blocks Crawford's shot out of bounds. Stares him down. Thomas Jenkins going to drive once again, and as he goes up for the shot, he's fouled once again, and he'll go back to the free throw line. Has to be getting pretty close to
4th personal foul, PD, on Josh McKenzie. McKenzie, Craig Ratliff, and Van Hoos have 4 apiece on them.
Jenkins has to be getting pretty close to his average speed if he hasn't surpassed it yet. First of 2 shot is good.
That's exactly on the nose, 27 right now.
Thomas Jenkins' second free throw on the way, and it's good. He's made a bunch of free throws tonight.
That gives him 28 points per game so far.
Matt Ratliff gets it up to Mike Short to break the timeline on the other end to Todd Tackett. Lob underneath McKenzie. Pretty play. Puts it off the glass for 2.
There's one boy we've seen a lot of improvement in, and that's Josh McKenzie of Paintsville.
Van Hoos picked up the loose ball. Mike Short knocked it out of the hands of Thomas Jenkins, and Van Hoos picks it up, and before he can bring it up the floor, he's fouled.
Chris Bailey commits his first foul on that contact. I noticed Matt Ratliff of Paintsville is going to the dressing room. He must have gotten a finger in the eye on that injury.
Van Hoos' first shot is good, 87-53. Second one's in the air, and it comes out there. Thomas Jenkins pulls the rebound down. Going to bring it up himself out top. Over to Crawford. Crawford drives. Nowhere to go. Gets it back to Jenkins. Stole by Mike Short. He's bringing it up in a hurry. Finds McKenzie. Goes up once again. Lays it off the glass. Count it. Going the other way with it now is Todd Howard behind the back. Looking for someone. Now Edmund Sloan forgot to put the ball down, and he travels. Turnover back to the Tigers.
Yes, Edmund was going hard to the basket. He just forgot to put it down like you said, PD.
On the other end, Adams over to McKenzie. Van Hoos goes up. Couldn't find the handle on it. I think he kind of had a jam on his mind. Jenkins gets it down to Crawford. Back over to Edmund Sloan. His shot's up. It's good. And he's fouled.
These Rebels just won't go away. They keep giving it 100%. They've just been overmatched tonight by a great Paintsville team. That's not to say that Allen Central isn't a good basketball team. They've just been overpowered tonight, but the Rebels won't quit. They won't go away, and that's a great tribute to Coach Martin and his troops.
They run into a buzzsaw tonight. Like you said, Paintsville would have beaten most of the teams in Eastern Kentucky tonight the way they played, and I'm not sure if not in the state. Jenkins three-pointer, no good, underneath. Goes out of bounds, over to the Tigers. Got a bunch of subs in. Mike Burchett for, you pick some of those up, Pete? Mike Burchett trying to get it in. There's number 5 again. We don't have his.
We don't have him. 32 is in there. 41, I believe that's Conley. Grimm, 41, 55.
Just working the ball around. Let's see, shots taken there, but Grimm's no good. Underneath, shots taken no good, and let's see, I can't pick them up. Grimm goes up for the shot, and it looked like it was blocked, but they called a foul.
Bailey on his second foul. Chris Bailey. 55. What did he say, Addington? We don't have him on our scorebook.
Yeah, Eric Addington.
Addington, okay, Addington.
We got him down as number 50, so we'll correct that right now.
Okay, 55.
Eric Addington hits the first of 2. That's the only Addington we got, so we'll call him Eric this thing. Missed the second one. And a scramble down on the floor for the ball. Jump ball, alternating possession goes to the Rebels. 90-55. Still 3 minutes to go. And
number 32 is in there for Paintsville, Mike Burchett. And number 11, Jason Conley, trying to set the lineup for you.
Moore drives right down the paint. Tried to get the shot off, and he's fouled. And I believe from here on out, Pete, we're going to get a lot of free throw shots.
No doubt about that. Mike Grimm is in there, number 41 for Paintsville. They've got a new lineup there.
Moore's first of 2. First one's no good. 3 minutes, 13 seconds remaining in tonight's second basketball game. And Paintsville just come out and jumped all over them, and it's just kind of run the clock down since then. John Moore goes in, and he got fouled again. He'll go back to the free throw line again.
That foul was on Eric Addington, number 55.
John Moore, free throw rolls out of there.
That's 3 in a row he's missed.
Well, it looks to be, Pete, Allen Central will be down at D.W. Howard Fieldhouse tomorrow night. John Moore hits the second one. Paintsville on the move once again. They're working the ball around, and right there was Mike Burchett. Took it inside, tried to put a shot up, and he was fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. It'd have to be a hard task, Pete. Allen Central playing Betsy Lane tomorrow in a big conference game after coming off in a game like this.
It's going to be hard to get the boys up. Of course, I'm sure Coach Martin's up to the job to do that, but it's going to be tough. Betsy Lane's playing really good basketball right now also.
Mike Burchett's first shot is good. Second shot's no good. Coming down with it, going the other way with it now is John Moore. Gets it across the timeline over to Edmund Sloan. Sloan spins, moves in the paint, puts up a left-hand shot, no good. Pulling the rebound down for Paintsville's Grimm. Coming the other way with it is Addington, and the ball's slapped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tigers. Boy, that clock, I don't think they're turning the clock on, Pete. Still 2 minutes, 42 seconds remaining. Paintsville 91, Allen Central 56. On the other end, shots taken, no good.
Jesse Hall comes into the game for Allen Central as John Martin empties his bench. Jesse Hall's number 42. We have number 20, Gary Hunter's back in there for Allen Central. Todd Howard's shooting the foul shots.
First one is on the way, and Hitman, if you're listening there, give us a little update on that game. We're squirming in our seats here. I don't know if he can or not. Howard's second shot's no good, or it is good.
He made both of them that time.
Paintsville on the move once again. Conley gets it inside. Addington's shot is no good. Underneath was a host of Tiger players. It goes out of bounds. Back over to Allen Central.
Very difficult to give you all these players. They've emptied their bench, PD. To get used to one set of players, they put a new group in on you.
John Moore gets it now to Gary Hunter, back out top to Sloan. John Moore on a wing, thought about a three, spins, goes in, puts a shot up, good. Nice move. Ball stolen away by Edmund Sloan. He's going to bring it up for Allen Central. It goes all the way in. Before he could get the shot up, he's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Foul is on number 41, Mike Grimm. That's his first one.
91-60. Everybody on both benches are getting playing time tonight. Edmund Sloan on the free throw line. His first shot is no good.
That's 7 foul shots Allen Central's missed in the fourth quarter. 7.
Second one is right there. Got another substitute in the game for Allen Central. You got that one, Pete, number 13?
Number 13, Ryan Owens comes in the game for Allen Central.
Paintsville gets it across the timeline. Underneath, shots put up, no good by Grimm. Once again, he puts it up and it's blocked. Addington pulls it down. Now Keizer. Back out top. Keizer deep in the corner, tries to get it in, stolen away by Sloan. No, excuse me, that was Gary Hunter. Gary Hunter with the ball, makes a move, back over to John Moore, drives the baseline, puts a shot up, and it goes in. On the other end, and we get a jump ball, looks like, as Eric Addington tried to put it up. Was that Addington? Yeah, number 55.
Ryan Owens did a good job tying the ball up. The arrow possession goes to Paintsville.
I'm getting Mike Burchett and Addington mixed up here a little bit. They're throwing them in here quick. Burchett with the ball. They get it inside. Back out on the baseline. Grimm back out top. And stolen away this time by Hunter again. Lob it underneath. Owens puts a shot up. It won't fall. Right there to get the rebounds to Addington. And he walks. 38 seconds to go.
38 seconds to play, 91-63.
John Moore puts up a 3. No good. Scrambled 4 underneath, taken away. Shots put up, but it won't go. And that's Jesse Hall. He'll go to the free throw line for the Rebels. Foul was on number 55, Eric Eddington.
Jesse Hall's father played at Allen Central.
Oh, did he?
Yes, this is Jesse Jr. as he makes the first 2 foul shots.
Second one's up is no good, and right there is Hunter puts the shot up, no good. Stolen away by Owens, almost had it. Paintsville's got it now, 20 seconds. And they threw it out of bounds. Turnover, go back over to Allen Central with 18.5 seconds to go.
Randy Jones almost got that ball in his face there. It just missed him a little bit. Our PA announcer friend over there.
John Moore drives in and didn't think we could get by. Too much time to go. Another foul back to the free throw line. John Moore.
They knocked the banner down over there at the scorer's table.
They look kind of naked over there without their banner now, don't they, Pete? John Moore's first shot, it was good. Second shot's no good, and underneath there to pull it down is Ryan Owens. He goes up with a shot, he's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. So it's going to be Paintsville and Phelps in the first semifinal round here Friday night. As Ryan Owens' first shot goes, his second shot rattles out there. Bunch of players underneath. We're going to get a foul coming down on the other end. Looks to be Mike Grimm is going to shoot some free throws.
Foul is on Jackie Owens of Allen Central. His first.
Of course, WPRG and the Double X 104.9, 105.5 will be right here again tomorrow night. Pikeville taking on Feds Creek. South Floyd taking on Elkhorn City. Mike Grimm's first of 2 shots was good. And also back here Friday night at 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock for the semis. And the championship game on Saturday. That'll be at 7:30 Saturday. John Moore puts a shot up, no good, and time expires. And this one belongs to Paintsville, 93-66. We're going to take a quick break and be back for the final stats and final comments here from the T.W. Oliver Memorial Gymnasium on the Double X and WPRG TV5. Kentucky is? Oh, they've got it then. All right, keepers. And Pete's down on the floor, and I'm sure he'll get a couple of interviews down there. We're hoping to maybe get a talk with Bill Mike Runyon of the victorious Paintsville Tigers. First for Allen Central, Thomas Jenkins comes in with 28 points. Todd Howard with 2 points. Chris Bailey with 4. John Moore with 8. Edmund Sloan with 5. Brian Crawford with 8. Gary Hunter with 2. Ryan Owens with 1. Jesse Hall with 1. And let's see, we've got another man down here, Jason Baker, with 7 points for a total of 66 points. A bunch of people scored, but not a whole lot of points. And now we'll go over to the Paintsville Tigers. J.R. Van Hoos with 9, Craig Ratliff with 23, Josh McKenzie with 23, Todd Tackett with 22, Matt Ratliff with 5, Mike Short with 5, Kyle Adams with 2, and Mike Burchett 1, Mike Grimm with 2, and Eric Addington with 1 for a total of 93 points. So once again, Paintsville comes away with a win here, 93, Allen Central 66. And give you a quick rundown on the tournament while Pete's getting things ready down on the floor. If I can get my papers out here. Of course, Phelps will be coming in taking on Paintsville. the first game Friday night, and then in tomorrow night's matchup, Pikeville takes on Feds Creek. That game starts at 7 o'clock, just like tonight. South Floyd coming in, taking on Elkhorn City. Elkhorn City's on a bit of a roll. Some of the other teams and some of the other stronger teams in the region. Let's see, we've got, I'd like to tell you a little bit about. We'll be down at Everything Goes Good. Of course, we'll be right here tomorrow night for this Class A tournament. We'll also have a crew down at Prestonsburg. Be down there bring you a good matchup in girls action. Prestonsburg Lady Black Cats taking on the Betsy Lane Lady Bobcats. And also, if the game comes out down at Allen Central or down at Betsy Lane, big conference game between Betsy Lane and Allen Central. Game. So we've got a lot of basketball action. WPRG, and of course Double X 104.9 and 104.